Badger! Welcome in! Welcome. Sorry about the delay. I got caught in something. We're good though. But welcome in and congratulations for getting first. Um, that's awesome. I am later than I intended today, but work ran long and then the promise of food happened. And food. So I am well fed. I have my water. We are going to go ahead and pop over to the game. I think we're getting close to the end of A Realm Reborn. There is also an event in Final Fantasy. What I like about the events in Final Fantasy is they have like seasonal events that are pretty commonly in the same time period every single year. They have new items every year. There's usually one or two items. And they're optional, but they're fun. But, like, you literally, there's a short quest line, you get the item, and then you're done with the event. And I like that. Also, they do have the events, the items from the events from past years, they do have available for sale on their store a year or more after the event is done. So, if you didn't get them, you could purchase them a year later if you really, really wanted them. So, an event that I only have to like log into the game once to get, 100% a lot easier for me to do than jumping into a game weekly. But yeah, we were about to fight Gaius in the Ultima weapon. I believe I've got my mic is working. It is. Okay. Just double checking, because yesterday when I first started stream, not turned on technically. So I'm double checking that everything is turned on. I have to make sure everything is. And yeah. Go ahead and get started. Did I ask how you're doing, Badger? If I didn't, I'm asking now. I hope you're doing well. But, yeah. Let's go. With a bunch of NPCs. I talked about this a little last week, too, is why I play with NPCs on stream specifically. Normally, on my normal playthroughs, I will play with regular people. But during streams, I usually do with NPCs if I can, just because I don't... Like, one, in the chat box, I don't know what they're gonna say, and I don't know if it'll be stream appropriate, and two, generally it should be, but I don't know, and two, none of these people asked to be put on my stream. If I was playing with a bunch of friends and we were all streaming together, it'd be different, but not all of these people want to be put on stream, and even if they did, I don't know these people. And nothing against them, but so I generally do NPCs on stream unless I absolutely have to. Which I'm glad that this one also has the option for NPCs, which is all new. This is all things that were not here my first playthrough of this game. And this used to be attached to the previous dungeon we did last week. So the fact that this is its own thing now is major. Major. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah, we're jumping right in on a fight. Oh, that's fine. Ah, Yeah, no. Oh, patterns are always so fun to like keep an eye on. The more we get harder and harder dungeons, the more of these patterns I'll have to like remember. And some of them I play enough that I'm like, these patterns I'm fairly, or they're, you know, standard enough to most of the other patterns that I am used to seeing. But as we get into harder and harder content, there are some patterns that I'm like, I don't understand. Because later on, like, there are some, like, mechanics that are similar enough to older mechanics that you're supposed to stand in versus you weren't supposed to stand in them previously, even though they technically look different, but they technically look similar enough that it tricks my brain a bit, personally. This one, unfortunately, I just gotta sit and wait it out. Here, feel Heidelin is, you know, going to save us. Thy foe is darkness clad in steel. If thou wouldest triumph, thou must look to the light. Oh, we got Garuda next. Okay. Right here. Do do do. I go quiet. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted today. Um, the last 3 days of work have really, really taken a lot of energy out of me. Um, I mean, for those who don't know, I basically work as a home caretaker or a nanny. Kind of both. It's kind of a mixture of both. And I technically both work for my sister and not. So when one of the kids is sick, I'm the one taking care, unless they're like really sick and my sister needs to be there 100%. I'm the one who's usually the one there watching the kid while she goes to work. So, which means I get there before she goes to work, and then she goes to work, and then I'm still there by the time she gets back. And this is only when the kids are sick. Normally it's just a pick them off the bus, take them to appointments, and stuff, which is fine. Which is great. But when it's 3 days, because the kid has been sick, not like sick enough, like she's just had like fatigue, and she did have a fever at the beginning of the week, but it's mostly just fatigue and stuff and headaches and stuff, not things like, and the school's policy is 24 hours without a fever before they can go back to school, which I feel like is a pretty standard policy. So I don't 100% know if anybody else's policies are different than that. But, so she's been homesick for 3 days. And they've been really, really long days because my sister has had a lot of stuff at her work happen and going on due to stuff and stuff. So just really long 3 days. So if I am quiet, it's because I am pooped. Ah. Hi, Amelia. How are you doing? Oh, standing in a place I should not be standing is what's happening there. Oh. Ooh, Aragon's a good one. That's a good book. Excuse me. We're about to get a shield here soon, aren't we? Oh. Yep. He's got a shield now, I believe. No, we can still hit him. We're about to be, you know, decimated here. I'm I'm tired. My niece is also, she's actually better now. She's pretty much over her sickness, but I've been spending my last 3 days with her. So I'm tired. So I hope you can get some rest soon. But sick nieces are not good. We want them all to get better soon. All of them. Nephews too. So I understand. I hope she gets better soon. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, Laha bread! You stinker. Give Thancred back! Give Thancred back! Give our resident rogue back! Huh, I think I have that Traveler's Rest on my list of wanting to play. I don't even think I own it yet. So, but playing games is great. I like doing that. I did a lot of art today while watching my niece. So, I've got a couple of emotes that I have not yet put up. Granted, I don't have a lot of spots for them. On Discord, I do. But that's awesome. Good to know. Like, it's definitely on my list. At least you have a fun game. I've always been interested in a Steam Deck. I've wanted to add one of those to my collection. I just haven't yet, and I'm not sure if I ever will, or if I'm going to be able to do for a long time. Unfortunately. Ah. Like, I mean, I really want to Switch too as well, but unfortunately, that was also the pre-orders have been delayed, and not even sure they're going to be even reasonably affordable for me at this point. So, just not fun. A lot of not fun right now. But this game is fun, and the game you're playing is fun. That's what matters right now, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, I live in that country. All I can say is if you know, um, I learned something today, which is actually fairly interesting. Um, which is kind of sad but also interesting, and it like feels like it feels like um if you've ever seen Back to the Future, specifically Back to the Future 2, there's a very specific, and this character is in, I believe, all the Back to the Futures, but it's the second movie specifically that this person becomes such a strong point. Um, so the character of Biff was based on a certain person that is now our president. I don't claim him, but it's interesting. We're in the Biff timeline, is what I've been calling it today. Oh. But that's all I'm going to talk about with that situation. I don't like to bring that. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's going to affect more than just our electronics. But, yeah, I didn't know that until today either. Apparently, my father already knew years ago. But the character of Biff was based off of Cheeto Man. So, that was an interesting tidbit I learned today. I got a chuckle out of me. That's all I know. Yeah, we don't stand in that. I will say what the problem with playing with NPCs is if I die, regardless of how much health they have, they die too. So I have to be careful not let myself die. Ooh. Hiccups. Ooh. Hi. And yeah, you can really, yeah. As far as, oh, I am not doing well. I feel like it should be. Um, I know you can play this on Xbox and PlayStation. And I know it's on Steam. I don't usually recommend playing the Steam version because you can literally get this directly from their website. Um, so I don't usually recommend doing it from Steam, but I don't usually. Part of that is I don't play the Steam copy, so I don't know a whole lot about it on Steam as far as how to get everything to work from Steam itself. So that'd be interesting though, because that would make it worth playing it on Steam, is to play it on the Steam Deck. And then Final Fantasy could be Portal. Oh my god. I've wanted this game to be Portal for so long. Like, I want to play this when I'm, like, at my sister's house sometimes. And it would make it so worthwhile for me. That's good. Playable but not verified. To be fair, I don't think the game developers ever intended it to be on a handheld device of any kind, which would make a lot of sense because it's already ported to at least they've got it on the computer, the PC, but they've also got it on PlayStation and Xbox. And we'll never see this on Nintendo. We will never see this on Nintendo. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. That's fair. I don't stream a lot of the Nintendo stuff, mainly because, one, last time I tried, unfortunately, my game capture card was freaking my computer out, which tells me something is funky somewhere and I haven't had a chance to figure it out. And two, as much as I would love to stream more Nintendo games, I'm a little afraid of Nintendo when it comes to streaming their stuff. I don't want to get in trouble with Nintendo. But I grew up on Nintendo. Like, that was the system that we had growing up. We had a GameCube growing up. Played a lot of Monkey Ball and Zelda. So I loved and I actually don't own a Wii, but I do have a Wii U. And I have a GameCube. I actually have a limited edition Legend of Zelda GameCube that I love. That actually was that GameCube was the first, when I bought that GameCube was the first time I met my husband. Before we were even dating, I was actually with my ex at the time. And I bought it used. So my husband at the time, we have a I wouldn't call it local because it's technically the next town over. And that's where my husband was working, because that's where he lived and worked. At the time. So it was a place that sold pre-used games. Like, it had brand new games, but it also had like pre-used games and systems, and they actually had GameCubes. And I couldn't tell what was in the box. There were 2 GameCubes on the shelf. And then the reason I picked the one I did is because it had this James Bond game. I think it was GoldenEye. And I remember playing, I don't think it was GoldenEye growing up, but we did have a James Bond GameCube game growing up. And so that's why I picked that specific GameCube. I don't know what color the other one was. I just happened to pick the one that was Legend of Zelda. Brilliant. And it was actually the one that Gummy, my husband, he had actually seen when it came in and was kind of keeping an eye on it because for the employees they could purchase the things at a discounted rate. They were already discounted pretty much, but at a discounted rate. But it had to be on the shelf for at least 24 hours. Um, and he was really, really hoping that nobody was going to buy it in that time. And lo and behold, this this what he considered a cute girl um, walked up with the one that he wanted to play, what he wanted to buy. And we didn't know each other. We weren't friends. I don't remember this interaction like in the same. I don't remember the interaction the same. I remember this interaction. I just don't remember who this interaction was with. But I've had a couple of people collaborate the story. So, but it's funny because it was not store policy to open up the box to show the person who was buying it. But he thought I was cute enough, but also sad enough that he wanted to make me happy before he even knew me. um, and so he opened up to show me, and it did make my day. It made my day. And granted, that particular time period, I was actually very, very shortly after that. I was very, very. It was like a month or so after that. I had a situation in the place I was living with a friend that I no longer consider a friend. It's an ex friend. Um, but also like I was in I would call more. I don't know. I was in a forced relationship, if that makes sense. And that was the guy who I was with. And it's not like I wasn't friends with him before. It was just I felt very forced and pressured to be in this relationship because he thought I was cute and there was some chemistry, but I did not want to be with him. But I was already so broken down, all of that. So, and that's he saw a sad girl that he wanted to make happy. Gummy did, and a coworker was kind of giving him the look of that's not policy, but she didn't say anything. And that's who collaborated the story. We're no longer friends either on that front, but she was the one who collaborated the story. Um, and lo and behold, about 9 months to a year later, I rejoined a friend group that Gummy had ended up joining at some point, and then we started to become friends. And I I don't remember if he remembers if that was me from the store right away or not. I didn't realize until somebody told me. um, so I feel like that particular GameCube brought us together. So I feel like it's gotta like outside of it just being a Twilight Princess GameCube Legend of Zelda, it also has like a lot of special memories. It's got a lot of sadness tied to it, but it's got a lot more like it's an item that I feel like ties me to my husband in a weird way. Um, I feel like it's the item that brought us together. Um, and it was the item he wanted and ended up getting a couple years later. So yeah, it's all right. Uh, Story time apparently. No, I don't like skip cutscene. This is a very important cutscene. Yeah, I'm. While that situation was not a good situation, like I before I moved into that situation, everything was great. Like the friends I felt like were great. It was love bombing. I'll be honest, it was love bombing, and it was one specific person. I don't hold anything against anybody else in that situation except for that one person. And then once I moved in, she had control of me and she broke me down so badly. But it also led to me meeting my future husband. And so, and I did learn a lot, and it's probably there are other things, but like it is very cute story, and it is the story I like to tell when talking about meeting my husband for the first time, because I technically got to meet him twice for the first time, and it's so cute. Oh, I love him. Gaius. Boop, 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 boop. Missed the such devastation. It's okay. I didn't need it. Alright. Bye. I don't remember if there's more cutscenes after. There has to be more cutscenes after this. You know who's pathetic? You are, not me. And honestly, that's the portable, right? I believe so. I think I still actually have it somewhere. Um, that's actually how I played Persona 3 Golden completely. Actually, uh, I think I bought it during that year. I call it Year of Hell. I have, I technically have 2 years of hell in my adulthood, but that was the first year of hell, and I actually purchased it at some point during that year of hell, and I actually played several games while I was very depressed, and Persona 3 Golden was one of them on my PSP. I didn't get it when I was a kid though, and I bought mine pre-used. Most of the games I have are pre-used for it. Um, it was already kind of old news by the time I got mine. Um, I actually have a good amount of systems as well. I got a Wii U, I've got the GameCube, I've got a PS4 and a PS5. Um, and then I've got like the PSP, and then I've got a Japanese 3DS as like a Japanese encoded for Japanese, but also I have the regular 3DS. Actually, I think I have the 3DS. Like I think it's the 3DS Lite. That was the Japanese one, and then just the regular 3DS. Um, and then I've got a Game Boy Color. I believe it's a Game Boy Color. Um, funny story with that. Game Boy Color, actually. I think there's this like I actually didn't pay for that one. That one was given to me. The GameCube was given to me. I was actually had just started. This was actually I was this actually happened well before the Year of Hell, but it was part of leading up to the Year of Hell. Um, I had just started at a new job. I was selling carpet and flooring and stuff. It was a local place locally. I had just been brought on because my my best friend at the time, who is now my ex friend, got me the job there because I was working at a big box store before, and I was miserable. And while this other job didn't necessarily pay much better, it was a better in my brain environment. And one of my first I sold my first sale I ever did was this cute little couple who wanted some like rustic backsplash, and I was able to find the just the right thing. But the day that I encountered them and they became my client, I was wearing a Legend of Zelda dress, and so right off the bat we hit it off because he was a Legend of Zelda fan. Um, and we hit it off really great. I sold them the backsplash. After they got it installed, they came back and we were he was coming back to chat, and he actually handed me a blue Game Boy Color that he it was a beautiful condition. It had the cord, and he also gave me the game that he played because he's like, I played through these. I think you should have these. And it was a combo Legend of Zelda, like two Legend. It was one cartridge, but two Legend of Zelda games. I can't remember. I could go grab it, but I don't remember. Um, it's like, I want you to have these. And at first, I was like very confused and very unsure, but I do miss working one on one with clients that way. I think that was the most successful job I've ever held. That was actually the job I held the longest in my lifetime. So, and it's not necessarily that I would want to sell flooring ever again. Like, flooring's expensive, and I, as a millennial, it was very, very hard for me to want to convince anybody to buy flooring. Um, but I did enjoy that sale. Like, I was not based off of commission, so we all just got an hourly rate, which is actually was nice. I didn't have to rely on. I haven't worked there in years though, but it's well, it's a type of retail. It's a very different style of retail that is more one on one. You get to build a relationship base, and I do kind of miss that aspect. Somebody cooking outside? Idolin? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where I disagree, but damn, this makes some sense. Based off of later story knowledge. Damn, this voice acting early on. Aww, that's so cute. I'm a little sad too because the new amiibos that are coming out, I'm sure they're gonna be way price point. And I have every other Zelda amiibo outside of the ones that are gonna be released. I love Zelda. I'm a huge. That's so cute. Like, I've got this wooden, yeah, Zelda. Zelda was my first video game. Like, I grew up playing Mario, not Mario Kart. We had Mario Odyssey, we had Mario Sunshine, we had Monkey Ball, and we had a 007 game, and we had Ocarina of Time. We had actually the disc that was the combo Ocarina of Time and it was actually in the master sort, like the master playthrough. So it was the harder version of Ocarina of Time. It was a dual set growing up. Those are worth a lot more money now these days. Um, and yeah, I that's and Zelda was my that's the game I fell in love with. That's the game that made me fall in love with video games. Was Ocarina of Time. Specifically, while that I wouldn't consider that my favorite Zelda game these days, It is definitely one of the games that kickstarted my love of video games. I will always hold a soft spot for Zelda, any Zelda game. So that is adorable. Alright, we should probably actually play the game. I need to stop talking, apparently. Which, no, I should not stop talking, but I should actually play the game too. That's on me. No, I don't want to skip the cutscene. La Habrea. La Habred. We are not skipping the cutscene. Not that there was much of a cutscene to begin with. Ooh, honey bunny. Streaming. I can't tell you. And I don't have buddies to do this one with. Oh, to be fair, this used to be an actual like dungeon run, but now. Ah. Oh, cutie. Ouch. Ouch! Ouch! Note to self, there's only one place to be standing. To be fair, back when I first did this part, this was not a duty this way. This used to be part of a combination, like the whole dungeon. This was just the ending of that dungeon, and I could fight this back then too. Like this house an 8-person run. Now it's a 4-person. Like the other ones are 4-person runs. It used to be an 8-person run. And now this is a single-person run for just the La Habrea fight. That's fun. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Well, I'm gonna do this easy because I am going to skip the cutscene this time though because we've already seen it. If they get the star, I will deal with you personally. I feel like I need to get over this way. Oh, oh, searing flames, all the nature of the one true God. Oh. that. We happen to be in just the right corner for those dang things. Those tainted by light cannot be suffered to live. Go forth, my shadows. Where are they going? Where are they coming from? Okay. Need to probably knock as many of these down as I can. I didn't get them all. Hopefully this is not going to be a detriment. Oh, at least I knocked one out. Yours was always a vain struggle. I think this was... I don't think I was supposed to survive that anyway. Regardless. Surrender not, my child. Look thee to the light. And receive of the power to banish the darkness. But you should still have strength to interfere. Damn you, Heidelin. Come on, Lahadria! Ooh, you were strong. I concede. Yet know that if I should perish, so too will the mortal within whose flesh I reside. No, sacred! Mark not the dark minion's subtle words. Only my light may banish the darkness. You lie! Lahabrea, you lie! just in time too. It looks like we're about to hit ads. Smashed it. Ha ha ha. Dang it. Ads right when this is a cutscene. I can't pause. No! Okay, it is what it is. You just happen to be weak. Weak. Laha Bread, you are weak. Get to a place. Pause. I'm gonna need to take a break here. Maggie! Let's go. Come on, girl. Let's get us out of here. Okay, I think this will pause now. I can pause. Okay, I know the ad break is technically over, but I still do need to take a quick break, so I will be right back. All right, I am back. Sorry, that took a little longer than I was expecting, but my husband had just gotten home. Um, I was just checking on him because of the meal I had. I I also brought food back for him, and I was just checking to make sure he had found it. And we've also had issues with texting today. His phone is having issues with texts today, so it could be mine, but I think it's his. So no, I don't want to skip the cutscene. Thank you. Huh. Okay, everything seems to be working okay. Audio is any ever weird. It will definitely let me know if the audio is ever weird. I will fix it. Ah, no. Plus, I don't know exactly where I'm at. You may want to move, everybody. Out of the way! I'm coming through! with a flopping person on the back. They're so cute together. Oh, Maggie. She got us safely there. Heidelin got us. Everybody, we are okay. I knew we were gonna be Pope still. It's exciting. it, yeah, it was Ida's fault usually. They are confounded. Got him out of the Asian's clothing. Aww. You're so sweet. Have a good rest of your. I feel like it's really early in the morning for you. Um, but you're so sweet. Oh. Yeah, it's early. You have a good rest of your day, whether that's taking naps or however it happens. You have a great rest of your day. Yeah, no worries. Woohoo! We like new beginnings. Yep, we have finished A Realm Reborn. Woohoo! Exciting! Do do do. This might actually be a great time to like because this kind of is the end of um A Realm Reborn. Actually, I don't know. There's some mid betweens before we jump right into the next. Maybe we'll do that. I know there's also an event and stuff. Oh yeah, no. It technically is mainly because it does keep things a little more I don't even think I have my PayPal connected or anything. But however, honestly, anything I have linked is a-okay. So, but don't ever, ever feel obligated to do any of that, and I do really appreciate it. Um, but Kofi, however it's pronounced, it's perfect. Um, in fact, there's a lot of things from Kofi that I need to update still anyway, and I'm thinking about um using it for more purposes anyway. So I've been thinking about some things, working on some things in the background for Kofi too. Oh no. I chose not to link anything with my specifically because I know you can technically have the business and the PayPal, and but I still am unsure whether it's as anonymous as I would like it to be. So I don't really want to. That's why I don't like. I use my PayPal to pay for things, but I won't ever ask. Like there will never be a way to tip me through with PayPal. Kofi just feels a little safer, um, and stuff. So, but then I chose Kofi specifically to keep everybody safe because anonymously, I feel like it's my job as the streamer not only to keep myself safe, but everybody else who wants to support me, I want to make sure they are safe and whatever they share with me will not be shared, nor will I get that information if I can help it for their safety. Because it's internet safety is very very important to me because I know how scary the internet is and how um easy it is if they have certain information to track you down, and that scares the ever living daylights out of me. And so I try very very hard to keep everybody safe. And so that's why the accounts I have listed are listed in such a way for that. Um, I realized I don't have. Oh, there it is. Um, but I never feel obligated. Um, and I appreciate everything. I do appreciate. I think we can go ahead and. Can I even skip this? I don't think I can. Oh, there it is. I can skip it. Oh, there's a lot there. Trying to get through. Trying to get through. There we go. Snap! Everybody heard that. Damn. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, this is the intermittent between um that links the Realm Reborn into um the next one. So it's Heaven's Ward. Bahamut stirs. As will the others ere long. It's not a question of whether Eorzea's champion shall yield, but of when. And with each passing moment we draw closer to the reckoning. To the one true God. Not gonna lie, every time the one true God gets stated, my religious trauma shudders. Even though it's not. To Zodiac. And thus did dawn break on a realm reborn. Where there is light, there is always shadow. Now, I walk away and then walk back. Oh, they clap again. This is fun. This is definitely fun. And clapping. That is fun. Normally there's a quest right there, but it seems like no one is there yet for that actual quest to actually be grabbed. That's fun. Champions walk. I'd forgotten. I don't know if that's new or not, cause like that's so cute that they like clap. It's so precious that they all clap. The Archons have conducted preliminary investigation into the origin of the roar that rang out during the celebration. Their findings strongly suggest that a new primal has appeared. The roar generated a distinctive wave pattern in the ether, a pattern observed only once before in history, 5 years ago to be precise. I should like to think it mere coincidence, yet we cannot discount that possibility. Well, I trust I need say no more. At great sacrifice, we have delivered Eorzea from the threat posed by the Empire and the Primals, and thereby secured peace. We cannot will allow the realm to be plunged into chaos once more. You have given all for our cause, risking life and limb on I know not how many occasions. Yet our struggle continues, and we need you now no less than before. Please continue to stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm, of this very star. Hey, there's a fun title. Not that I need to change my look or anything. I'm pretty happy with the look right now. The flying is unlocked! You can now fly while mounted Lenosha, Thanolin, the Black Cloud, Berthas, and Mordona. Pretty much everywhere I've been. Flying is unlocked! Sorry, that's my take flight, simply jump. It's my favorite way of getting around anywhere. My God, flying is the favorite thing to do. Reoccurring problem. I'll have to eventually get that. Manvilia appears to be lost in thought. It pleases me to see you well. Hi! Tataru! Do excuse me for interrupting. My lady, the gentleman from Ashgana exports has just left. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards that we will not be receiving any further guests this afternoon. Thank you, my lady. Ever since we defeated Gaius Van Balsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavor to engage us more subtly. Dress it how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataro spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Science of the Seventh Dawn, it was with one goal of serving. It was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interest of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? Our Baldasian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to. Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, girl. Yet my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you to consult the others? They are like to have their own opinions on this matter. I need to move some things. I forgot to open up inventory, which is so full right now. Oh, it's the other book. Go ahead and use that. And we're going to open up the Chocobo bag. That's where the other Fantasias are hiding at the moment. I don't know where else to put them. So that's just kind of where they're at the time, for the time being. Oh, I need to also add 2 favorites. Oh yeah, we have like 5 different stuff to do. Let's start with Ishtola. Start with you. Recall you are meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Lumenson sent word of the summoning of Titan. Then mayhap you also recall my words to our host. I said unto Merwib that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the beastmen had justly responded. That we had been called to intervene in a conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke, in short, the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because, owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Lomensons to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolved them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Let's talk to Thancred. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know that there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Alamigo would be liberated, if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead is far from clear. That's fairly true, very, very true. None can deny that we would benefit far from more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles. Neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters, Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Ul'Dan now. Then have been done with it. I'm quite sure Ida would enjoy the bribes. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papalinamo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandon your principles nice, you know? Yeah, that's Ida for you. We love her. But that's Ida. Tis the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations, nay, not while the beast tribes do labor unseen, defiant in defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. The sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few, and our fortune so finite. Oh, he does have a quest line too, though. I'm ignoring the blues for right now, though. I need to just... The blue quests. I'm ignoring the blue quests! The situation is not so wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along. I did not say that word right. Alphino, Ellie, is aught amiss? You desired counsel, and so you shall have it. Minfilia, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn must leave Ul'Dah. We must do what? As long as we remain within the Uldanian territory, we will never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize that they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an Aethersite. They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause, which is why it and other favors will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Ul'Dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nation at arm's length and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders. Bordona. Yep. Revenant's Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it also has frequented by veritable legion of adventurers who may serve as supplement to our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Ul'Dah and her people over the years, but I truly believe this to be the best course of action. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local communities, forged through the years of concerted effort. Ul'Dah is our home, Alphino. To cast aside everything we have built to start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the Science of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to found the Path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did, that makes us more than mere comrade in arms. We are as much your family as... That will be all, Alphino. I'm sure you have some familial affairs of your own to attend to. Your concern is most generous, but no, I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order after all. Ooh, Alphino, you just zinged. Boy. Boy. I don't think I can really use any of those, so we're just gonna get the... Boy, you just zinged her where it hurt. Those. Could probably use that, because I'm... Okay, except... Leave Ul'dah. Has it truly come to this? Oh, Ellie, pray attend to Alphino. He's engaged in some business or other that requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphino awaits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him that he shall have my answer in due time. Confound it. She knows what must be done, and still she hesitates. All because of those fanciful rumors. I should explain. Minfilia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Flahamin was her name, though you may know her better as the songstress of Ul'dah. She was a performer, a singular talent, and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Sharlayan minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her doting followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Minfilia, too, struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Philemon's absence stretched for months into years, she saw there could be no other explanation, and until recently at any rate. For whatever reason, rumors have once again begun to circulate. The Flahamin is alive and well. No worries. Good luck finding the cat. Cat missing is not good. I hope you find a kitty. One of our informants, Father Illid, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean to set forth for Lenosha at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Jejeruju as to the veracity of these rumors. Oh, kitties. They say we can't have that. Oh, okay, this one I have to... And I am flying! Look at me, I am flying! Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Mikote muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's Bane, I mean... Ellie, what brings you to my humble resort? Flahamin? You mean to tell me the songstress made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Ul'dah? Egads, woman, if I had known that, I would have changed her to my bedpost and never let her leave. That's not good. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Oh, for shame, to think that she now plies her trade for the riffraff off to the west or wherever she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say, a tragedy. West, is it? Thank you, Master Jejeruju. Your information will serve us well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel on to Wineport and do the same. Wineport. Whee! Flying puppers. Granted, I could just like transport myself over to the ether site, but one, that's skill. Well, I do have a lot of gil. I also have not had flying in this playthrough yet, so I'm so happy to have flying. So I want to. Whee! And Mineport's just right here. Do I have? I should. I do have it already set. Okay. Oh yeah, because there's a storyline that I had. This guy. Well, if it isn't Ellie, the savior of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? Yes, I did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her pure perfume was so ghastly, and I had no choice but to eject her from the premises, interfering with the tastings, you understand. If she's your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Given that I could smell the woman from a mile away, I dare say he could smell her from 10. He's a lot nicer than he used to be, that's for sure. You want to know if I've seen a Makote lass by the name of Flahaman? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. Excepting yourself, of course. Go talk to Shamani. Lomani. I see you've had many grand adventures since last we spoke. You must share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago. One does not forget a perfume like that. So robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully and then to head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet still find her there. Okay, let's go. Now you can fly like you were meant to be. I'm in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the Gooblu's ire until it was too late. Their oils can be used to make perfume, you see, and I... Muhammad, I don't. Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ulda, I presume. Minfilia, or should I say, Acilia, is looking for you. Acilia? You are the very picture of health, milady, yet the world thinks you are dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. The question is why. Not everyone who endeavors to find me does so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time is right. Ah, well, that does please me more than you know, but tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lenosha aside, what exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so, do you imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers to use for a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we have had all that we which came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, say. Oh, looks like we do have ads. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick pause and a quick break. I will be back momentarily. Okay. Oh. It's really funny when your texts aren't getting through to your husband's phone, even though his texts get it through to yours, but they're getting sent to his email. Um, and this was not happening before, and not sure whose phone this originated from and how we can solve it. Like, we've both shut down our phones, closed the apps, all the above, and yet this issue is still persisting. Granted, mine's an iPhone and his is an Android, but that's never been an issue before. And there are other people in my life who have Androids, and I still have no issue getting texts from them or sending texts to them. So I don't know what's going on. This is not at all how I envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Manvilia's heart when she reunites with her mother all these years. Okay. Let's add that to the armory chest. Go into character, gears, no. Recommended gear, yeah. It's the gear better. It's the gear better. I don't want to talk to Alphino. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to waking sands. I could never say that. Oh, thank you for just bringing me to the waking sands. That's appreciative. We're gonna enter soda. Cutscene. You have a guest. Antecedent. Lamin? Celia. She is taller than a mother. I haven't seen her in like years, Ellie. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I would think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue it you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I am so proud of you, Asilia. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Dulcetia perfume! You remembered! How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If I ever lost sight of you, I could find you again, just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Ellie, however. I could not have made it without her. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you both. To see you happy, girl. There's something else. This this is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Ul'dah. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lamin who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I am no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I have failed to grasp their implications. It is clear there is much I do not know about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me was be concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Lamin as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Asilia, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come, and how much farther you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could ever have hoped. You have succeeded where I failed, and made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become, and at all the things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do, of all that it may entail. Cecilia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Ul'dah. Lamin. You built it once, Cecilia. You can build it again, and this time we'll do it together. Truly? So cute. Abe, I wish I could. Abes are hard. Alphino, the time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll, as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions, and send word to the students of Baldessian. Preparations begin at once. I don't need any of those necklaces. I don't need any of those necklaces. These ones I might need one, but... It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is still so much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would never have been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they may be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it, to be plain. We need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, Antecedent. Really, Alphino, if I need to concern myself with anything, it surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps, I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely, to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am. Nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. It is an honor, Antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates at Revenant's Toll hold the Scions of the Seventh Dawn in highest regard. We should be honored to welcome your organization. There are, of course, certain provisions which must need to be negotiated. If it pleases you, I would do so. It does. Madam, unless I am mistaken, you are the one known as Ellie, are you not? May I say that it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Slaffboard spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper, and then use it to infiltrate a Garlean castrium is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. You shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope you will favor us with your presence again ere long. Well, well, it would seem your reputation precedes you. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste, as first intended. But before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest, after all. You have traveled so far, and there's already so much you have done for us, and for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. Ba-ba-ba. Can be. Ah, Ellie, were you able to get some rest? I would ask you to come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. You're here. Good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded, and our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defense and development of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I had come to look forward to Tataru's tales of our many guests and their many, many demands. From the waking sands to the rising stones. Passively poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it? I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leader of our plans, and they have each pledged their full support, General Reborn included. Moreover, I have decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that is wise? If anything, it is a mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst kept secret in Eorzea. That is an understatement, Midphilia. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risks apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition, and the people have the right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in so doing, I would show them that it is a power accountable to no one, and to one, and at once to all. And what of us? Who would have felled primals and faced down the empire? To you, my fellow scions, I would say this: prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, and for they will be great indeed. Great. I say yet no greater than us. And we will rise to them, as we have time and time again united as one. There must be some way I can wait. That area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I could ask Lemon to teach me the basics of mining too. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alphino, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I had expressed the need to forge ties with our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Slaffborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road and represent us well. I don't know how much content there's going to be in the middle ground. Don't remember. We may probably have one more stream with the Realm Reborn. And then we'll move on to Heaven's Ward. As I was told to expect a scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It has been far too long, Ellie. You have something for me, yes? There you go. Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? Would that we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't, though, we'll just give you the work of a dozen men. I just. No, you don't. Oh, you don't. You don't just. Back to the work of a dozen men, I see. Ha! But I just know you don't. Even I can appreciate that an important woman such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It may be a bit rakshous at times, but I imagine it'll be as good as a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me, I'll show you around. Is that you, Ellie? I'm quite sorry to interrupt, but I have the most urgent news. We have received grim tidings from Gadania, and it would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the waking sands with all due haste. Is everything quite right? Quite all right, friend? I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear that there is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you can rest assured that I will see to all the necessary arrangements. Pray return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. All the way to Gridania then, huh? Oh, all the way to the Waking Sands. Actually, I think might be a good time to go ahead and go ahead and end stream. It's been a long day. I wanted to keep going, and honestly, we still have quite a bit of Realm Reborn, so we're looking at least one more stream in the Realm Reborn. But my next stream will be on Sunday, and I'll be playing Star Rail. So that should be really, really fun. I've been like itching to get back into the Star Rail story because, oh my god, I think the story for this next arc is going to be my favorite so far. So I will see you guys all in the next one. Have a great rest of your night or day. I may double check. I think we're pretty. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it for tonight. Yeah, have a great rest of your night, everybody. Bye.